Bit.
Of course, we don't have alphabet, so we don't write.
Why don't you have alphabet? So one at a time. So what were you doing?
You're asking me questions. Let me answer then.
Okay, you just said you don't have alphabet.
You just asking more.
Yeah, because I'm curious. So let me ask another question. So what were y'all doing? What were y'all doing before alphabets were invented?
Swinging from vines.
Eating each other.
Literally, if I say something like you being cotton, you gonna get mad. See,
no, I don't mind being cotton picker, and I love the fact. I love the fact that I'm a cotton picker. Let me tell you why. Thanks to us cotton pickers.
Guys, we said that.
Wait. Let me tell you why I love being a cotton picker.
We said that cotton picker thing.
Can I tell you why? I like
no. Who said that though?
She's going to answer your question
like that, bro.
Please be quiet.
No, you can't be saying
you can speak later. Wait a minute, man. Let the lady speak.
That's my ancestors, bro.
Let the lady
That's
speak.
not your ancestors.
That's my ancestors.
It's not your ancestors.
Not your ancestors.
It's not your ancestors.
Oh, hell no.
It's not your ancestors.
What are you talking about?
Hold on. I love being a descendant of a cotton picker. Cotton is, do you want me to get the book and teach you about cotton and the importance of cotton?
I say that because,
No, it's okay. I go get my book. Let me go get my book because I love being a descendant of cotton picker. Wait. Cotton is a sign of civilization. If you are a descendant of a cotton picker, you are a descendant of civilizations. Right? Because civilized people wear clothes. Hold on. Cotton is from South America. Hold on. Y'all doing too much. Why y'all doing so much? Let's get a book.
They don't want you to kick them facts out. That's why they keep doing that.
And that's one thing about being a descendant of a South American. I love being a descendant of a cotton picker and a cotton creator. Because if it wasn't for American Indians in South America, everybody will still be walking around ass naked. Because that's who introduced you guys to clothes. Are you aware that's who introduced you guys to clothes?
Get them back.
Just one second. I don't want to argue.
One at a time.
I don't want to argue. So the whole attire that the Egyptians used to wear, they actually got that from South Americans, right? So let's get into the book. Let's talk about cotton, because I don't know if you guys not know it or not, but calling us cotton pickers is like calling us kings and queens.
Exactly.
Yeah, but we see video.
We are gods.
Because cotton is not from Africa. Cotton is not from Africa.
Cotton goes in the Middle East.
Cotton is indigenous to. It's okay. You stay right there. I'm gonna read it to you.
It grows in Africa. It grows in the Middle East. It grows.
It don't matter. I'm gonna teach you. Just be quiet. I'm gonna teach you.
Telling you
I don't need an African telling me anything. Y'all are very uneducated. Very uneducated.
Mud water. That hurts my heart. No impulse control.
Africans don't.
Can I say something real quick?
You gonna say something and then I'm just
one
little punk.
Moderator over here.
Okay, so the cotton that we grow, I just found this out the other day. The reason when they came here and saw the cotton that grew on this land, they called it, it's no other cotton in the world like the cotton that was grown here. Mm-hmm. It made a different fabric, clothes, and everything. So that cotton, if you got it in Africa, y'all don't use it because y'all sure don't wear no clothes. And y'all sure don't wear no
Africa because of us. We took cotton over there.
Yes, but
The real reason they have
our cotton, they said, was
Where the work
we had different kind.
Oh yeah, I'm a proud cotton picker.
Our cotton was so much
How you think you was able to pick up cotton so well? You think you just came naturally?
Africans, this is so embarrassing. It's so embarrassing the way you behave, the way you think you are. It's so embarrassing. I'm glad that the Most High didn't put me as an African on this planet. Seriously. You know,
I'm glad we ain't, y'all. I'm so glad.
There's a scripture that says that we are gods. Let me put it in the comments. You guys go read it,
Africans. He was talking to us
because we are the gods, you know.
Y'all.
And then another thing, cotton.
No, you're not. He was not. He was talking to the Israelites, and y'all are not Israelites. Y'all better quit all that lying.
Another thing is,
and he even described who the Israelites were. Said they were strong, smart, all that. Y'all ain't none of that. Y'all don't do that.
Africa is the beginning and the end.
Who is saying that? Isn't Benson talking business from South America?
That's Wani, you too old for this.
Benson
You
is
gotta
from
act
South
your age,
America.
ma'am. I'm not gonna disrespect you, ma'am. You gotta act your age.
You don't even know how old she is.
Please.
But anyways, cotton is attached to the Americas. So by calling us cotton pickers, you're basically calling us American Indians. So thank you.
Right.
American Indian. Okay.
Proud cotton.
Show me.
Cotton is from America. So if you're picking cotton,
that even to fix you before 6 years.
I don't care about what you got to say.
All right,
okay,
thank you for calling me because you're
a proud cotton picker.
You're a
proud American Indian cotton picker.
You got probably 5 years to change your ways.
You're losing your marbles.
Your mind is lost, Tyree. I don't know.
Listen, you got that big brain.
Too much.
You
gotta have your own brain, Tyree.
The way y'all heads is shaped, you would think y'all would be smarter, but you're really stupid. You're really dumb. You're very uneducated.
Intellectual discussion.
Dirtwater, I'm not talking to you.
You can't have no intellectual discussion with Tyree. He's an idiot.
Just talk like you go.
Yeah, mute. Anyways, like I was saying, thank you for calling me what I am, an American Indian, and cotton is attached to these lands. So it's attached to this land, so thank you. I'd rather be a cotton picker than eating a cannibal, the creator of yellow fever, jaundice, sickle cell, HIV, swinging from a vine.
Sickle cell is ours. Sickle cell is our trade.
Well, whatever they started, that's what they are.
Hey, see the stupidity? Sickle cell flows in
sickle cell
any black person. Sickle cell trait. Something called sickle cell trait.
So one thing about sickle cell, right, is that malaria actually comes from America, and when malaria was over here, it really didn't bother us because we had the sickle cell trait. If you guys had the same, if you had the same sickle cell that we did, right? Because you don't have the same sickle cell that we have, then you wouldn't be getting towed up by malaria. You're in Africa, y'all bodies drop like flies from malaria. It's because you don't have the sickle cell that protects you from malaria, but we do.
Sickle cell has nothing to do with malaria.
Yes, it does. Sickle cell blocks malaria. Yes, it does. So it definitely does. Definitely does. Okay, and malaria, a lot of people don't know. A lot of people think that malaria comes from Africa, but actually malaria actually comes from everybody think malaria comes from Africa, but malaria actually comes from America, not Africa. It comes from South America, actually.
Let me explain to you what malaria is, yeah?
Let me explain to you what it is. Let me explain to you what it is. I was just gonna do malaria, but it definitely seems like y'all need to. Don't worry about it. Let me go back to the malaria. Because I was just going to read about cotton, but it seems like you guys need to be taught about every goddamn thing. And it's ridiculous. You guys you haven't created anything. You haven't created anything. Not even mummies. Even the pyramids. You guys didn't even build pyramids, okay?
Hey, listen.
You didn't build pyramids.
Because we don't care.
People who built pyramids were Americans. Americans. You didn't have the tools. You didn't have the tools to build pyramids. You didn't. You didn't.
You
So
run
let's
yourself,
talk about malaria.
I'll let
I
you
was
talk
just going to
crazy.
school you on
But for
cotton.
somebody who don't run
Let's
nothing,
just talk about malaria.
crazy. That's crazy.
No,
Where's
it's
he
not
from?
crazy. It's the truth.
I want to know where he's from.
By the look at his face, he's West African, child.
Clearly. You see that head shape?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you can hit, but yeah, I look good though. Thank you.
Well,
You.
if that's what you want to
My mother
think.
and my father.
Yeah, why not?
Talking about Africans.
Don't cuss on here. Don't cuss on here.
I didn't cuss. I didn't cuss yet. I said thank my mother and my father. Ain't nobody cuss. I don't gotta cuss. That's my point.
Wait, but y'all telling us to do DNA tests, this and that, but I think you might need to do a DNA test because you know that like 2 out of 3
takes a
African
DNA
women
test because
commit paternity fraud.
What does
You know that 2 out of 3 African women commit paternity fraud?
sense?
So your father might not be a real father.
Y'all ain't even from Africa, man.
See that?
Are you ready? I'm putting myself on the big
Your
screen.
father may not be your father.
Okay,
Hey,
everybody. Okay.
African women don't act like y'all women over here.
Okay,
Nah.
great.
wants to show you
Let's talk
something.
about it. Let's talk about it, okay? So malaria, and then we can also get into cotton if you would like to get into cotton. But let's talk about the great malaria outbreak. At the time, some of the ancient Egyptians were forced to migrate south into the primitive forest. A catastrophic event occurred that sealed the fate of ancient Egypt. There was an outbreak of malaria. The malaria outbreak was the result of the presence of an unusually large number of mosquitoes. Mosquitoes came from South America. Where did mosquitoes come from?
You can read South America, it says right
South
there.
America. Mosquitoes come from South America. The South Americans had... Hold on, be quiet, hold on. The South Americans had inadvertently transported mosquitoes to North Africa in their rafts several thousand years earlier. The virgin African forest was infected with these tiny but dangerous insects. At the beginning, the mosquito population was so small that it did not pose a problem. As millennia went by, the mosquito population grew. The mosquitoes primarily stayed in the forest far from the riverbanks and across in areas of human settlement. When the desiccation of the Sahara became severe and most of the forest disappeared, the mosquitoes started nesting along riverbanks. For the first time, humans and mosquitoes were coexisting on the same land. The Egyptians never knew that mosquitoes posed a danger. Mosquito bites were an inconvenience but were never thought of as a problem. After several decades of human and mosquito interactions, the real effect of years of mosquito bites emerged. Lots of people came down with malaria. How are they getting it? From mosquitoes. Where are mosquitoes coming from?
South America.
Should I read more?
America.
Right.
Yeah,
After several decades of human and mosquito interactions, the real effect of years of mosquito bites emerged. Lots of people came down with malaria. Like other African and South American sicknesses at the time, malaria was not contagious. The differences with the sickness was that the South African medicine was ineffective in treating it. An unusually large number of people unalived and agonizing unalive from the sickness. Medicine men did all they could but were not successful in curing malaria. The Egyptians were desperate to know what was causing the plague. No one at the time knew that the plague was caused by mosquito bites. There was a rumor that some of the Egyptian families were secretly sacrificing humans, which is why a man, yes, that says a man, was punishing the world with the plague. Suspicion immediately fell on South Americans and people of South American descent. It was the first time in human history that one group of people was singled out and blamed for a bad omen. And the reason why South Americans were in Egypt at the time is because they were building Egypt over in Africa, because it actually started in South America. And so one thing about South American Indians, they love to freaking travel and build. That's why most of the pyramids that you see around the world, you think it's built by the people that's on the continent right now, but it's actually built by South Americans. Africans did not have the tools to build pyramids, but South Americans definitely.
So why everything gotta be African?
We know about
Okay.
mosquitoes. Come on, we know about mosquitoes.
Who cares about malaria? It's a disease.
Come on, we already know about
Because we bought up, hey, you guys bought up malaria. That's crazy work. You can so let's get into cotton. Let's get into cotton.
Worry about what's going to your community. That's what
I'm doing that too. That's why I like to feed my people.
My Cartrix, this is an African platform with African topics, okay? We talk about Africa. If you don't like it, you can leave. Now let her teach.
Okay, yes, ma'am.
On the big screen.
It's not about malaria, though. Come on, we know about malaria.
You all brought up malaria. You guys brought up malaria. I tried to tell you guys. I tried to tell you guys.
We gotta teach y'all. We gotta teach you guys about Africa. Yeah, we know that you guys only learn certain stuff.
What's the name of the book? To the book cover, please.
Okay.
Who's the author?
Clothing. As mentioned earlier, cotton-based clothing, as we know it today, was invented by ancient South American Indians. Okay?
Indians, yeah.
The invention, right?
Indians?
Right?
The Indians.
Yes. And the people that are smarter than Africans, that's in America, are who? The Black Americans. We the same people. Same people still. Please be quiet. I know. Thank you, South Americans, for having the brains to take that cotton and make it into clothes. That way, our men dicks won't be swinging in front of our kids like the Africans.
They didn't have one.
It's called civilization. And North Americans and South Americans were way more civilized than you guys. Okay.
Yeah, because we were doing trade with each other.
They didn't have one.
And so be quiet. Okay. The invention of clothing is the greatest. It's the greatest invention in human history. It is also the most important invention. Unfortunately, modern historians have consistently refrained. And let me tell you how I know. Because that Americans, especially Black Americans, are descendants of these people because blue jeans.
You biased.
Because blue jeans, right? Blue jeans were also created by so-called Black Americans, so-called slaves. Blue jeans. Right? Yeah, blue jeans. Okay? From making the
talking about modern
known to the greatest.
Talking about modern things, you know.
Is this how you all behave?
Things like
listen. Is this how you all behave in school? So,
nope.
Who the mods down there?
Just call it out.
Copper, can you help pick a person? Let Hicks know the person you got. This is how we'll do this. And then that way Hicks doesn't have to worry about everyone. Who else is down there? Let Hicks know who you got that doesn't want to learn the lesson. We're in school, and I need you all to act like we are in school.
I got the one beside me, Copper.
Okay.
Yeah,
so
but 1 + 1 is not 3, though. 1 + 1 is not 4.
Copper, please get rainwater. Please get rainwater. I'm driving, y'all. I can't control the class right now, and I have a substitute. Please respect the substitute. Did you guys have substitutes?
To learn.
Not, but listen, control yourselves, please.
I mean, the African, you brought this up. You call us cotton pickers, and we said that we love being cotton pickers, and I'm telling you why. Okay, by hush. By the time the South Americans came to Africa, they had already invented and used cotton-based clothing for several centuries. Because their civilization was based on agriculture, the invention to cover the body came out of agriculture.
You can't even pronounce that. That's the top.
Okay.
This man.
Okay, it's okay. Let's continue to learn. Because their civilization was based on agriculture, the invention of something to cover the body came out of agriculture. That's why us being cotton pickers, us having irrigation systems, agriculture is very important to America and very important to Black Americans, right? The ancient South Americans believed everything in nature has a purpose. It was up to them to determine what was that purpose. That's why today you will still see us nigger-reading some shit. I can go to my grandma's house, right? And something can break, and she'll take that and nigger read it and make it for something else. Been like that. Okay? Before they invented cotton-based clothing, they wore animal skins and woven grass skirts. The grass clothing was woven from very thin but strong dry grass. You do know what that means, right? That means that the South Americans were sewing. The thinner the grass, the more comfortable was the clothing. Clothing woven out of grass took a long time to make and did not last long. They quickly realized that they needed thin grass that could last a long time. At the time, cotton existed only. This is something that everybody needs to learn, especially you Africans, because I heard you saying earlier that cotton is in Asia, cotton is in Africa. But at this time, cotton only existed in South America. And it was just another weed, right? Because cotton is spliced. It is not certain how the idea of turning cotton into thin, strong weaving grass thread got started. However, the invention in which cotton was turned into thread became the most ingenious invention in human history. When thread was invented, it was woven into clothing using the same techniques that were used to weave grass clothing. This new clothing was found to be comfortable and could last forever. The turning of cotton into thread became a major cultural activity in South America. The invention of cotton-based clothing revolutionized not only the history of culture of the South American Indians, but also the history and culture of all humanity. This is what you call the creation of civilization. You cannot create civilization without cotton. So calling us cotton pickers is like calling us kings and queens who created civilization. Something that you monkeys could not do because you bitches was over there swinging from trees and knuckle dragging and eating each other. Should we go on to the loom? Because the loom was invented also by cotton pickers. So should we do that? Why not? The loom was invented by, again, ancient South American Indians. The invention of the loom quickly followed the invention of thread. If it wasn't for South Americans creating the thread, we today would not have the sewing freaking machine. We are so beyond, you guys. It would take you decades to actually catch up, and you have no idea. Second, the invention of the loom quickly followed the invention of thread.
Respect yourself.
Sir, I'm going to disrespect you every chance I get. I'm going to disrespect you every chance I get. And I want you guys to know the reason why you are not pyramid builders and proof that you are not pyramid builders is because pyramid building is the reason why so many other things were invented. And these inventions are by Black Americans. Like, for instance, the dry cell battery. The dry cell battery was invented in America by Americans because of pyramid building, and we can get in that too. The invention of the loom quickly followed the invention of thread, second only to pyramid technology. The loom is the greatest manifestation of the ingenuity of the ancient South American Indians. After thread was invented, the South Americans quickly realized that weaving clothing from thread was tedious and time-consuming. It was impossible to produce large quantities of cotton-based clothing. And you have to remember, these people were using electricity at this time. Not only to build pyramids, but to thread clothes.
People are wearing clothes.
Who cares? You're African. You're African. You're African. You're African. Who cares? You're African. Who cares? We have to go over there and teach you all this. Be quiet. It's history repeating itself again. It was impossible to produce large quantities of cotton-based clothing. The loom was the result of a tenacious search for a way to weave thread into clothing that was quick and easy. Following the technology that was used for pyramid building. See? What did I tell you? This is how we know that we are the pyramid builders, because pyramid buildings open doors for other inventions. And these inventions was created by so-called Black Americans. The loom was invented from wood and rope that used manpower to weave thread into clothing. It started as a simple machine, but with time, this manpower machine quickly became more sophisticated and more efficient. The invention of the loom triggered an industrial revolution. In South America, the weaving of cotton-based clothing became a major cultural activity. Cotton farming became a major part of agriculture activity in South America. There was no cotton anywhere else in the world until the South Americans came to North Africa. The South Americans did not introduce cotton or the clothing industry to the Africans right away. They bought textiles as gifts for the Africans. They also exchanged textiles for grain for the Africans. Khufu was the first person outside of South America to wear cotton-based clothing. The Africans took an immediate liking to clothing. When y'all first seen cloth, when y'all first seen any of that, y'all were like amazed. Like, what is that? Like, oh my gosh, what do you do with it? Do you eat it? Do you wipe your ass with it? What do you do? Oh, gracious South Americans. Oh, great care people. Let's see who all the people from South America that help you, so you can say thank you. Thank you to the Moshis. Thank you to the Urus. Thank you to the Dzanti, to the Souls, to the Zimba, to the group. All these great ancient South Americans that nobody knows about, that you think that we are all Choctaws and Cherokees. No. These are all great civilizations that taught you. 2 pages filled. Do you see all these names? Let me put myself on the big screen. Do you see these lists of names of South Americans that taught you? The Alamos, the Karangi, the Chalupas, the Atacapa. I can't even say these. So many names that taught you.
Right. Kenya didn't work out, so.
And Madagascar.
Right.
Yeah, and now they're moving on to Africa. They done already started building up places in certain places in Africa now.
Right. No, I'm with you. I'm sorry.
No. I'm saying, so for that reason, that's why it's like, all of us be saying, all of us have different views in the way we put it out there, but all of us have an understanding of who we are. All of us knows who we are. It just may be, like I said, the way our walk goes might not look the same, and that's okay. As long as it gets the same end result, that's what matters.
Right.
And then I feel like...
Right. Like, Jess, let me give you an example. Do you like to bake?
To bake?
Yeah.
I mean, it's convenient compared to standing over a stove, but I mean, I'm not really interested in cooking too much.
What's something that you're interested in?
The Bible.
Besides that?
I don't know, eating healthy.
Okay, right.
Still to this day, you will see our grandfathers going to church with a handkerchief in his pocket, in his suit pocket. Our grandpas only take that handkerchief off to wipe his mouth, and he places it right back in his pockets. Still to this day, you can see men in America walking around with towels. So what? Wipe themselves. Still to this day.
That is absolutely the truth. While and still to this day, we see Africans using their hands.
Right. You are still your ancestors. You're still practicing your culture without you even knowing, because it's not taught to you, it's in you. This South American attire quickly became the standard male attire for the emerging ancient Egyptian civilization. For the next 3,000 years, the rectangular lion's cloth will be the standard male attire in Egypt. The scarf was a designer accessory that was worn by rulers, priests, and wealthy people. Typical female attire consisted of a large rectangular cloth that covered most of the female body from the chest down to the knees. The female cloth did not have a belt. The cloth was held in place by tucking one end of the cloth into the rest of the cloth into one armpit. Female attire also typically included a long rectangular cloth that was used for tying the baby to the back. Now, who taught you? Who taught you that? Who taught you? Who taught you? Exactly. But who taught you that? Because you are not the creators of cotton. You did not have cotton to tie your funny looking babies to your back. So who taught you that? Who gave you the cotton? Who gave you who gave you the cotton to tie your babies to your back? Who taught you that? The almighty Akatas, huh? The cotton pickers.
The Europeans will tell you. When they came to Africa.
Yeah, when them crackers came to Africa, but this was way before they were even invented. I don't even think white tea people even were around at this time, sir. So let's not even bring the white tea man in it. Let's not bring the white tea man in it. Who taught you? Who gave you the cotton?
Don't forget that, I don't know, you know Vincent is from South America, right?
Right, and so is my mom.
Okay, I'm just making sure you know that.
Yeah, I know. Right? You don't want to talk about who gave you the cotton to tie your baby to the back? Guess not. All right. That's some more shit that y'all done stole.
Because at that time, they was known as the wild men of the jungle in Africa, and they had fur all over them. Mm-hmm. So I don't know what he's talking about. He's lying.
Okay, so the tradition of tying the baby to the back remains one of the most enduring legacies of ancient South American Indian culture. In present times, this tradition exists in nearly every African culture and in every indigenous South American Indian culture. In fact, tying the baby to the back is one of the strongest indicators of ancient South American influence.
That says ancient. And then what did you say? Ancient.
It's highlighted. It surely is. Should we get on to more?
See, when we went from tying the cloth to the back, we had been at what's called the stroller and all that. Because we kept moving forward.
Yup.
Somebody ain't moving forward.
Just remain there.
Remain where?
Keep going, Pistol.
Just stay there.
Now, like I said, you guys didn't create anything, and a lot of stuff that's been created is because of is because of pyramid building. The dry cell battery. One of the most important discoveries of all time is the dry cell battery. The South American Indians discovered the dry cell battery. Ooh. From archaeological evidence, it appears that the now extinct, they're not extinct. They're not extinct. They just was forced into slavery and wars and reclassified. But they right on down there still in South America, probably in North America too, calling themselves black. The now extinct Kumbaya, Kumbaya, my lord, Kumbaya.
That's one of our songs.
Yep.
Yeah, but wait, you keep it reading.
Be quiet, be quiet. The Kumbaya tribe.
Sir. Indian only means Indios means the children of the Most High, dark people.
Mm-hmm.
So what are you mad about? And none of those natives are Indios. None of them are dark, and they definitely not the children of the Most High.
You
definitely not the children of the Most High.
Kumbaya tribe may have been responsible for this discovery. It also appears that the discovery occurred long after the contact with Africa was made. So even after we contacted you guys, you still wasn't shit, right? The discovery itself came out of the process of electrochemical plating. It appears that some of the South American Indians, alloy makers, because metallurgy started in America too. Right? We can get into that too. It appears that some of the South American Indian alloy makers accidentally determined that 2 copper strips dipped in the solution that were used in the plating process could produce the electric shocks similar to the ones that were produced by electric eels. The finding was introduced to the medicine men. This new technology quickly replaced electric eel ponds because of its simplicity and ease of use. In time, the electric eel pond became a rarity, and the dry cell battery became a standard part of every medicine man tools.
You know what? This book matches Pistol. This book matches the Encyclopedia of American Indians' contributions to the world 15,000 years. It sure do.
Yep. And this proves how electricity was already over here. And they found electricity on accident. And that's what created the dry cell battery. Drums. When Copper be bringing up that the indigenous about indigenous music and indigenous people creating indigenous music, we also created indigenous drums, a lot of stuff, not just drums.
All the instruments came from
instruments, yeah. The xylophone, especially string instruments.
Yes. Oh. And drums, our first drums was made of turtle shells.
And hold on, let me go to it. An ingenious invention of the ancient South American Indians that had a big influence of the evolution of African culture is the drum. The South American Indians invented drums long before the contact with Africa was made. Over there in Africa, they were not singing, they weren't dancing, they weren't doing any of that. Drums, music and dance, all that stuff comes from pyramid building. When they was out there building pyramids, people was out there dancing and drumming, basically like encouraging them, like boom, 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 yeah, go build a pyramid. The same shit that we do now.
It was using frequency to help build the pyramid.
Yes, same thing we do now. Right? So,
what's the name of this book, Pistol?
Yeah, but they can't even dance.
But
they don't even know how to dance.
What was they singing?
Well, that's what got you drunk. He talking about we can't dance. Why come we can't dance? We the ones invented that. Y'all so mad and so jealous.
Wait a minute. I know you ain't saying an African said we can't dance.
Yes, that's what African said.
I'll send it to you.
I'm trying to be respectful.
Okay.
I'm gonna mute
Okay. Drums were made from tree trunks. A drum consisted of a dry, hollow tree trunk covered at one end with dry animal skin. A stick was used to beat the skin to produce musical sounds. When the South American Indian invented drums, it was for pyramid building purposes. Like pyramid builders back then was your modern day NBA YoungBoy, Malcolm X's. The pyramid builders were them people. You had to be a special type of person to learn how to build pyramids.
How heavy one brick of a pyramid is?
Did I ask you that?
How heavy that is?
Did I ask you that?
We was
No, but because you're talking about pyramids. So.
Right. Nick, are you mad? We were.
No, I'm not mad. No, I'm not mad. I'm not mad. I'm just asking questions.
Do you want to get into that? Do you want to get into the pyramid building?
I'm just saying. Do you know how heavy one brick?
And do you know that they
was coming soon?
What up, Wani? Good morning,
But this ain't the first time I done brought this up to them, Wani. I showed them this in the Encyclopedia of American Indians that we was the ones that started building pyramids in America, but way, I think 300 to 1,000 years before Egypt. And we already know what original Egypt, we know what original Timbuktu, because we the ones that started the books. And pyramids have a lot of must have books, sir.
Pyramids exist in South America, Africa, Asia, and the Middle East, right? But the only people who had the tools to build the pyramids were the Americans. Should we get into that?
All right, but what I'm saying is that, all right, but how come there's no other pyramid of Giza anywhere else?
We have the oldest pyramids in America, sir.
Okay, that's
the
fine.
Pyramid over in you talking about the pyramid over in Egypt.
Yeah. I'm saying, how
I
come
can pull that up for you. I'm on my way downstairs. I got time today. I can pull that up. They took that out of the Mississippi, off the Mississippi River, sir, and put it back together. And I got the images too.
They put it back together in Egypt?
I got the images for you, sir.
So they carried 1 ton. Was it like, I think the one brick?
Oh my God.
Do you know what that is made out of, sir?
I'm just
I want to ask you, what is it made out of, and what do they get that material? Because it's only found in America.
I'm just asking to build the
What
pyramid.
is the pyramids made out of where's the pyramids made out of over in your fake Egypt?
It's heavy. All I know, Pyramid of Giza exists. There's a tourist.
God. You're mad now because
I'm not mad. I'm just trying to, like, you guys I'm listening to Pistol. I'm listening to her. She's so, I have questions, right? I'm allowed to ask questions. So
let's read about the pyramids, okay? At some point in the history of the great American civilization, and shout out to the North Americans too. We always talk about North America. I just want to talk about South America today. I like to keep it equal. Okay, so pyramid architecture was born. The pyramid symbolized the might of an empire. Very mighty and wealthy empires had several kings' graves with pyramids over them. Pyramid boulders, because you just got through asking me about how heavy and all that good shit. So we finna get into it. You don't know how to behave. Let me drop you. You don't know how to behave. Okay? Pyramid boulders were manufactured and dried in the sun. The making of the boulders was the most labor-intensive and time-consuming part of the pyramid building process. The boulders were hoisted into place using some form of anti-gravity technology. It appears that after several centuries of trial and error, the South American architects were able to determine how to overcome gravity. With this anti-gravity technology was determined, there was a lot of excitement. Pyramid building was more about showcasing their mastery over gravity than about putting up a building. And don't that just sounds like Black Americans? Like, at this point, it ain't even about, because you know how y'all tell us that we just think that we all that we so flashy with our gold chains and our gold teeth. This is how we was about pyramids. At this point, nigga, it ain't even about how big the pyramid is. We about to show you that we could slap some stairs on this motherfucker. We could slap some designs on this motherfucker. Right? Right? Hold on. I ain't even done. Because now I'm getting excited. Hold on. Because I just love my people. Okay? Every pyramid building project was an exciting opportunity to showcase their mastery over gravity. As time went by, the pyramids became increasingly elaborate and sophisticated. When pyramid building became a regular activity, each tribe created a standing army of trained pyramid builders. Pyramid builders were revered. The South Americans believed that kings were buried in elaborate pyramids turned into gods when they unalived. People who participated in pyramid building received reciprocal benefits. In time, pyramid building became the central part of South American Indian civilization. In fact, ancient South American Indian civilization can be characterized as the pyramid civilization. There were no greater pyramid builders than South Americans. It may be hard for some people living in present times to understand why the South American Indians were so obsessed with constructing massive, ingenious structures to honor the unalive. However, in the pyramid era, pyramid building provided the challenge that led to development and a sense of unity. Much the same way as war provides the challenge that bring development and a sense of unity to modern humans. Most of the inventions that ancient South America made were designed to support the pyramid building effort. The technology behind pyramid building was a closely guarded religious secret. The South Americans never allowed outsiders to get involved in pyramid builders. The South American Indians built all pyramids in Africa by themselves. It was largely because the secrecy behind pyramid building that the technology of pyramid building has been lost to humanity. It's not lost. We just don't have time. The white man said, keep the man, but unalive the Indian. Keep the man, keep him working, keep him hustling for that dollar. Don't give him any chance to sit and think. Because if you let the black man think, if you let the black woman think in North and South America, they will start building greatness like this. So keep them busy, right? By the time the South Americans first came to North Africa, because at the time, the rest of Africa